This prison has a strange rule. All prisoners are not allowed to wear shoes. However, all the guards wear thick, heat-resistant, electric-proof boots. What's even stranger is that none of the guards carry weapons. Just as the prisoners start to feel confused about this, one of the guards pulls out a remote control from his belt. He presses a button gently. In the next second, a strong electric shock comes up from the floor. The electric shock doesn't kill anyone, but it causes extreme pain. Because of this painful punishment, the prison, which holds nearly 5,000 inmates, only needs around 50 guards to keep everything under control. And this is just the lowest level of the prison. After the team leader finishes giving instructions, the newcomers are quickly taken to change into a special uniform. This place looks like a prison, but it is actually a giant factory. Many people have been brought here with false or unclear charges. Then they are forced to work under a harsh 10-hour shift system. Each workshop has one supervisor who is in charge of everything. Other than the guards showing up when new prisoners arrive, they almost never come into the workshop. But they're not worried about anyone escaping. If a prisoner tries to run or fight back, the guards can simply activate the electric floor to stop them instantly. To encourage high output, the prison evaluates every workshop once a week. Only the top-ranked workshop gets a reward. The rest are punished with electric shocks. Because of this, every prisoner is forced to keep working at full speed. They can't afford to waste even a single second. The supervisor warns the new man to pay close attention and try to learn how things work in the workshop within 1 hour. After the long workday ends, the prisoners return to their sleeping quarters. Each room is a single-person space, less than 3 square meters, like a small sleeping capsule. All their daily items are arranged along the walls. Food is delivered through a pipe. Prisoners can eat as much as they want, but the food has almost no flavor. If they want to eat something that tastes good, their workshop must get first place in the evaluations. Their remaining sentence time is shown on a screen, and they can see it counting down each day. This helps them hold on to the hope of surviving. But something strange happened last month. The prison suddenly updated everyone's sentence. Every prisoner's time was doubled, with no exception. Lately, everyone has been discussing this. Why would they do that? But before they could come to any conclusion, the supervisor came over and forced everyone to stop talking. If the guards hear this kind of talk, the consequences would be serious. At that moment, the loudspeaker in the prison turned on. It was time for lights out. All prisoners had 30 seconds to get back in bed. If they failed to do that, the white floor lights would turn red and anyone still standing would be electrocuted to death. Because of this, even though there are no locked doors, no one dares to escape. Soon, a new day begins. When the red light switches back to white, the prisoners go to their workshops and start working again. This prison has 7 levels. It is built over the ocean. There are many other prisons like this one. Each level has prisoners in completely separate spaces. If they want to communicate, they must use hand signs. It seems something big has happened in the prison lately, but the new man doesn't know what everyone is talking about. He has no choice but to keep working non-stop. As he keeps learning, he slowly becomes more skilled at the work process. The supervisor keeps pushing everyone to hurry. This time, they might have a real chance to reach first place in the evaluations. Only 1 day remains, but then something unexpected happens. One of the prisoners couldn't take the harsh prison life anymore. He chose to step on the floor while the red light was on, then he passed away. These were the things the prisoners said after they saw the man die. I don't know who it was, but he stepped out and took the shock. Guess that was his way out. We'll be smelling it all night. Another one fried on the rail tonight. Nothing new. Might be my turn tomorrow. No one really cares about the dead prisoner. What they care about is that now there's one person missing from their team. That slows down their work. If they fall behind, they won't reach first place. If they don't reach first place, they will be punished with electric shocks. Station 3 is now confirmed to be in 4th place. Everyone is working harder to catch up, but the man isn't planning to sit and wait for punishment. Since he arrived, he has been thinking about how to escape. Every time he goes to the toilet, he sneaks over to a corner and uses a small saw to cut the water pipe. But he barely makes a few cuts when the speaker sounds. A new inmate is being brought in. He quickly resets everything and returns to the workshop. During the transfer of the new prisoner, the man notices something important. The guard isn't wearing electric-proof shoes, but he isn't getting shocked when the electric floor is turned on. That means the lift platform they're standing on isn't connected to the floor's power system. He immediately comes up with a plan. Take out the guard on the lift platform, steal his gear, and escape. But it's not the right time. He needs to convince the others to escape with him. Thanks to the new inmates, their production speeds up. They finally earn first place. This time they avoid the electric punishment. On that same day, one prisoner communicates with someone in the next cell using hand gestures and learns that something serious has happened on level 2. Before the man can ask for more details, the room suddenly becomes hot and the air starts to thin. Breathing becomes difficult. One of the prisoners asked the man who was communicating, "What is he saying about level 2? Suddenly the lights go out. A few seconds later they come back on. "Something's wrong on 2. They're moving fast. I can't read it," said the man who was communicating with them. "Everybody calm down," the supervisor shouted. The supervisor quickly steps in to stop the conversation. He's afraid the guards will get angry and punish everyone. Soon after, the broadcast orders them back to their cells. Once in the room, the man asks the supervisor if he's ever thought about escaping. The supervisor doesn't answer. He says he only has 217 days left and doesn't want trouble now. But the man keeps pressing him with more questions, making the supervisor more nervous. He's scared the guards might be listening. The man insists the guards don't bother listening at all. In their eyes, prisoners escaping is impossible. The supervisor stops responding. The man becomes frustrated. If he wants to escape, he must get the supervisor on his side. The next morning, the news about level 2 spreads. All 500 inmates there were electrocuted to death. The guards even drained all power from the facility to make it happen. That explains the short power outage from before. The supervisor asked one of the prisoners about the rumors. "Who is saying this?" The prisoner replied, "We have a maintenance team going down there." Another prisoner added, "They electrocuted everyone on the bridge corridor." This news shakes the supervisor. He has always worked hard for the prison system, but now even he starts to doubt everything. Still, to calm everyone down, he says it's just a rumor. Until the truth is known, he tells everyone to stay focused on work. While everyone is working, an older prisoner begins to collapse from exhaustion. On the way back to the cells, he falls to the ground. The supervisor calls for a doctor. The doctor is also a prisoner. They know each other. The supervisor asks him to treat the old man. After all, he only has 40 days left until release. But the doctor's response is shocking. He says there's nothing to treat. No one is leaving this place alive anyway. As he speaks, the doctor pulls out an injection. He is preparing to give the old man a peaceful death. "I can't help anyone," the doctor said to the supervisor. He then turned to the guards and added, "I need a bag and a trolley." He continued, "He's lucky. He'll pass peacefully. The rest of us aren't so lucky." The supervisor is confused. He asks again what really happened on level 2. The doctor looks around and then sends the nearby guard away by saying he needs more tools. The doctor says a man who was released from level 4 showed up again on level 2 the next day. The news got out and then someone killed everyone on the floor. When the man and the supervisor try to ask more questions, a guard walks in. They have no choice but to hold their heads and return to the workshop. After hearing what the doctor said, the man sees a chance to get the supervisor on his side. He begins to persuade him. The supervisor still talks tough, but his attitude is changing. He starts asking the man if there's a plan. The man replied, "The plan depends on when the new man arrives. They'll replace all the guards tomorrow. That chance might not come again. I'd rather die trying to fight them than keep giving them what they want." The supervisor finally agrees and tells everyone the truth. No one will ever leave this prison alive. The only way out is to escape on their own. The others are tired of this place too. Without hesitation, they all agree to join the escape plan. While working, the man secretly takes a metal rod from his teammate. He goes to the toilet and uses it to break open a water pipe. Water starts flowing out. At the same time, guards are preparing to bring in a new prisoner. The man still hasn't returned. His teammates stand in formation, silently hoping he makes it back in time. Just before the guards arrive, he returns to his post. The water flows just in time. Seeing the moment is right, he signals with his eyes to start the plan. 2 prisoners begin arguing loudly. They cause a disturbance. The guards focus on stopping the fight. During the chaos, the man halts the lift platform. The prisoners rush onto it, trying to grab the guards' weapons. The new prisoner understands the plan immediately. He grabs an electric baton from the floor and shocks a guard, but he is shot and killed by another guard from above. After that, the prisoners pick up anything they can and start throwing weapons at the guards above. The guards have better weapons and start shooting. Prisoners fall one after another, but none of them give up. They become more aggressive. The guards feel overwhelmed and call their teammates for help. They activate the electric floor. The prisoners quickly climb onto the work tables. Those who react too slow get shocked. Because of the flowing water, the electrical system fails. The floor stops shocking people. The threat is gone. The supervisor shouts to launch a full attack. The prisoners charge upward without hesitation. The man climbs up and knocks out 2 guards. He takes their weapons. They reach the control room of their workshop. Below, water is leaking in another workshop. Those prisoners don't know what's happening above. With weapons in their hands, the prisoners fight like warriors. The guards are scared. One side has already accepted death. The other side fears it. Then a broadcast comes from the main control room. In 40 seconds, the entire prison will activate death mode. All prisoners must return to their cells. The supervisor and the man reach the control room in time. The staff are shocked to see prisoners here. They have no weapons and obey the order to shut the system down. The man doesn't think it's safe enough. He threatens them and forces them to cut off the main power, including the water system outside. Once everything is done, the supervisor grabs the microphone and speaks to the entire prison. He says they've taken control of the building. The floor's electric system is off. Anyone who wants to live must leave their cell and climb up. Stand up to any guard who tries to stop you. Once their backup arrives, we'll lose everything. We know they're making up our sentences as we go. We know no one outside knows what's happening. We now know that when they say we are being released, we're actually being transferred to another prison to die. That ends today. There is only one way out. The building is ours now. You must run, climb, push forward. His words inspire the prisoners. They leave their cells and move toward the hope of freedom. The remaining guards panic and hide in their rooms. They don't dare come out. 50 guards cannot stop 5,000 prisoners. It's impossible. The prisoners reach the outside of the prison. Even though there is nothing but endless sea in front of them, they jump without hesitation. They swim toward the land in the distance. But the supervisor cannot swim. He stays behind forever.